What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, traders, clouds, swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are ready to go. Hope you guys are feeling like Nvidia today. Whew. We got the squadron piling in. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Bill, Brad. We got Brad in the house. Good morning to Brian, Frank, Georgia, GW, Jenny, Justin. Good morning to Carl, Kevin, Lauren, Marius, Martina. We got Rob Sohill. Good morning to you. I don't know if I said that correct, so I apologize. Just if you want to type in the chat if I messed that up, just so I don't keep doing it. But it's okay. I still love you. We got Summer in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Tim, William, all my people out of YouTube land. We got Clarice. We got Paul. We got Richard. Black Goose from South Africa. Good morning, afternoon to you. Yeah, afternoon. We got Leonard from PA. What part, Leonard? I didn't know you from PA. What part of PA you in? But yeah, let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We had a Nvidia conference yesterday. So they're running, doing some more game chips, and a lot of things moving with it, but Nvidia would be the driver today. Otherwise, we do have the SPY gapping up a little bit. Nothing too crazy, still inside day, but what was yesterday? Somebody help me out. What kind of day is this yesterday in the markets? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I want to see the answer. Hour west of Philly. You might be close to me, Leonard. Albert says bad day. That's perspective. That's perspective. This is gonna be important. This is gonna be important. What kind of candle was this yesterday that we had? Somebody help me out. A high wave, yeah. What kind of gap is this? I guess is a better question. What kind of gap do we have? We talked about it in the morning. Mo says gap and go. Oh, Pottstown. Yeah, you about Leonard. You crazy. Leonard, you live like 15 minutes from me. That's wild. That's wild. Yep, Lucian got it. We got a retest gap. Albert got a retest gap. Yep. Retest gap. So at the beginning of the day, though, or really throughout the course of yesterday, is the momentum bullish or bearish? I think the momentum, the sentiment, we'll go sentiment, not momentum, but sentiment is bullish, right? So we have whatever causing this gap up, and you'll see this a lot. And I'm going over this now because it's early 2025. We have the whole year to make some gains, but uh, this is a retest gap. Sentiment is bullish. That's how we get the gap. The red part of it, and why some people, Albert, might say it's a bad day it's just because it retraced, right? You have all these people from the day before taking some gains. You got people probably coming in as low as this 581-ish, wherever, somewhere in that price. They're wildly profitable. You actually had a decent push higher for most of it, so it wasn't even people running for the exits, but eventually we started getting up into a little resistance. Makes sense that we failed there. I think we have the continuation today, so I think we are still under that same mindset of we're bullish. We do have yesterday's VPOC that we have to take out, so that's going to be somewhere close. That's going to be today's level that I'm looking at 590 598.63. So I'll look for that as a little bit of resistance, and the next one up is 599.38. All of those levels have been tested yesterday. I'm looking at maybe we could have a potential possibility of hitting the 601.37. I think that's going to be the real resistance on this one. And I do think that is a spot we eventually will break through. And then I think we got retest up to like 603.61, 605.22. That being said, is it going to be today that we do it? It could take some time. This is still an inside day. The way I would treat inside days is probably a little chop out of the gate. Maybe we kind of retest the opening price from yesterday, so maybe a slight little pullback at open. But ultimately, I'm trying to stick bullish. I'm trying to figure out how to get into today bullish, knowing that yesterday's VPOC, it is there, so we might have a little resistance. I think we can get through it. The next one up, that 599.38 zone, we've gotten to that already. So if we get back up there again, I think that is breakable, and maybe we have this 601 on the deck. So that's what I would be looking for. But see if we get any kind of high wave out of the gate on a 3-minute, 5-minute chart, something like that. See if we could pull back a little bit first. pretty decent close. We did break through the 20 EMA at one point. We got to close above it. So we're staying now back above all moving averages, which we couldn't say that was true. At least one, two, three, four, five, the last 5 days. This is the first time we're kind of back in the zone. So maybe a little chop and then look to go bullish. We'll see. We'll see. Mo says, I'm just waking up. That's more information than I asked for, Mo. That's more information. But my real question is what you have for breakfast. That's what I need to know. We got the Qs. The Qs are, again, same inside day sentiment yesterday. We do have a little bit of a, so you guys are right. We do have a high wave indecision candle, but even that decision leaned a little bit more to the positive side. This candle did close green. Still a retest, so you have that little bit of a wick. I was saying this yesterday too. I didn't really want these candles with the type of gap that we put in yesterday. That is the real retest spot. I didn't really want us to come down and retest that. We should have all of this, which would have been a bigger headache for us to kind of break through. This gap cleared out all of that. So that gap took care of all of that for us. Now I want this to act instead of that resistance, and then we break through it again. And now this is the resistance, and we have to work on that again. I wanted this to hold. We got right into that zone, so pretty fantastic there. I think the strength is good. The strength looking forward is good for right now, and I do want to stick bullish. I do have some levels. The next one up for resistance, I guess I got a micro one, which we did get to yesterday, coming back from December 12th. That would throw us at 527.80, and then the one we did not get to yet, and I think that's going to be a little bit stronger, but 528.42. If we could clobber through that, we got up to 529.54. So we got a few spots of resistance, but they are all decently higher. Again, this is technically we did close green. If we can get a little bit of a pullback, maybe we could use support somewhere around 524.07 on the Qs if we could get there. We'll see if we get any kind of pullback. This might be the market. This might be the 2025 year of just we don't pull back, we don't do nothing. We just pick out direction and go until we landslide the other direction. Who knows? That was yesterday. We got Baba. So Baba is a retest gap. I don't know how much of a retest you get on this one. I think you do see a little bit more downside. So maybe if you're trying to short this thing, that is a not a great sign for Bob with the fact that we're getting under those two candles. Still a lot of selling into this one. Again, I don't know if this is selling. This is still a retest gap. This could be profit taking, so some of those bulls might not be as trapped on this one. First support on this would be 83.94. I'm seeing a bigger target down to like 82.64 on this one. I don't know if today's the day we get down there. I think if you're going to try to short this thing, see what happens first a little bit higher, 84.46. If you get through that one, I think we have a really, really strong level of 84.87. So somewhere around there would be a much better spot in terms of risk reward to get a short on. But I think this one probably fades. The question is, do we break through these levels from December 23rd? We might have a small little move, nothing crazy, and then we drop. But if I think that we're only going to get to this 83.90, I don't know if I'd take that trade. If I think we could hit some of these lower levels, even 82.97, 82.64, I might be a little more willing to jump in here. Otherwise, I think be patient, see if you could get up to like this 84.87 on it. All right, Wendy wants to talk Nvidia. I was gonna skip that one today. I was gonna skip it. Fine, fine. Nvidia looks absolutely fantastic. We said this was a really, really good looking gap. I couldn't figure out how to really get into it yesterday. I should have though. I should have figured out how to get into it. I have the bigger resistance on this one, somewhere around. I think I was more scared of this 150, to be honest. 150 is a spot where we shouldn't really break through if market makers are going to kind of hold that spot to sell their shares. We did get through it. We started to see that yesterday, and now we have a gap. I think we get continuation. It is a retest gap, though, so I probably wouldn't be buying out of the gate. Maybe if I can get down to this 151.23 for today. Otherwise, yesterday was a really good gap, clearing out all those VPOCs. Perfect retest into that major, major resistance. That became major, major support. And I would like to see that one hold. So I do want to stay bullish on it. I'm not looking to play fades on it, but if we get back to this 153.23, that's a much better spot for me to set up. So we'll see if we get some profit taken. It's not like we've had three major days and absolutely clobbering from 134.66 up to so about a almost $20 move, $18 move in the in the last 3 days. It's not like that happened. I can't imagine anybody's profitable on this one. But let's see if there's some profit taking comes in. Otherwise, we'll see if there's any intraday setups that look cool. Otherwise, we get a little bit of a pullback. Carvana, I believe, got an upgrade. I don't know who's out of their mind enough to upgrade it, but they upgraded it. I can't help them with their decisions. It's an interesting pullback that we had. So Carvana, again, his valuations doesn't make sense. I don't know. If Carvana's the wave of the future, maybe. Other than that, we've had a decent pullback. So from the highs of 268, almost an $80 pullback. We had about an $80 pullback on this one, so fairly decent, pretty wild pullback on this. You're starting to get your upgrade. You're getting a lot closer to that 200. Do we have any? You're breaking a really nice candle on that one with some good volume. Imagine being the guy holding your shares all the way through here, and then you just can't take it anymore on this one. And you're like, oh, got me again. First resistance on this one, and you got the 100 coming in, and you got 202.63. 202.63. Support on this one, 198.39. This is a retail love stock. Retail might be able to push this one a little bit more. You're already up $11 on this thing. Let's see if we get a pullback. I'm not the real pullback spot, the real retest is 185.38. I don't know if we hit that today. I don't want to see it. For a bullish case, I don't want to see that. But if we can get retest into 198.38, so not too far away from where we're at, my biggest problem with this one is that 100 and the next level, 202.91. We can still make a nice trade into that. What I like a lot more on this one is the amount of volume that came in on this candle. Even the amount of volume that came in on January 2nd, we're above that VPOC too. I'm gonna actually move this one pretty high on my list. We could get absolutely smashed in the face hitting into some of the 100s and some of that resistance, but if we don't, there's a lot of people maybe to the short side, or like I said, if you were that guy hanging in, Carvana's the best thing, and then you just get freaked out by the last 2 days here. Um, you're like, man, should I get back in? There is the resistance, but I'm kind of liking the fact that we're taking out some of this volume. I don't know if we're gonna take out the candle from the second. The high of that candle is 213.09. Maybe we get to the high end of that on like a really good day. That takes us to 209.13 would be my stretch goal on this one. So I'd be all out by 209.13 as a day trade. That gives us a lot of room. Yeah, 209.13. That's us also getting above that 100. That's going to be where that tricky part comes in. But that's a lot of volume that we're taking out. So I like it. I like it a lot. In a weird way, I like it a lot. All right, we got decision, retest, retest, retest. I'm seeing if there's any other tickers. Uh, I saw the tickers. Yeah, I went through the list today too, and I was like, there wasn't a lot. Carvana's actually probably one of my favorites, but there wasn't a lot doing something really crazy besides obviously Nvidia. We should check Apple. Oh, we are checking Apple. Apple got a downgrade today, so Apple coming in with a little bit of a downgrade, hanging in to support. I'm gonna have to see where this one opens. Right now, I think it's uh man, we're really hanging in here. We are really hanging into some support levels. I think if we start getting candles that close below 242.80, that gives us a decent runway to the downside, right into that 50 EMA, right into the next VPOC 241.23. Again, that's still only going to be $1.50 to the downside unless we could crush through it. That 50 should come in as some kind of support. If we get through it, 239.60, this is still Apple. Big volume candle. Any bulls I got in here, they probably already had to make a decision on the second. This is a tough one. I do like it a little bit more to the downside. You have a bunch of ones. You have 4 days really pushing down. You have this level, this candle clearing out. You might have some new shorts hopping in on that breakdown. Yesterday actually gave us a little bit of a retest as well. So nice push into support on this one. And starting to break that down too. I'd see if we get a retest, maybe you could get a better short at 245.13, but then you got to crush through that support. I think Apple might be a little tricky. I do like it to the downside. I think that's where the current momentum is. You got your 100 all the way down here. Bigger targets on a longer term basis, maybe get down to like 235.98. And then stretch target on a swing would be like 234.15. Uh, we'll see. We got Coinbase, COIN. Coinbase is inside candle about halfway through yesterday. Let's check out Bitcoin and then we'll come back to this one, BTC USD. So we've had a phenomenal few days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish days on Bitcoin. Right now, we're pulling back at least. Um, Nice little breakout candle. We didn't get to the actual resistance, so the next one up, which would be 104.308. Looks like we stalled out a little bit shy of that, so somewhere around we didn't even get to that. I think this is probably more of a resting day on Bitcoin. We are into a little bit of support. So if we start breaking, I think 104.38, we come down a little bit further. The next stop on that one would take us, I think, into this 98.503, which should be a strong support. So I don't know if we're just doing about a halfway retrace right now, and then the bulls just step in. There is targets higher. I still kind of like it bullish. We are still above all moving averages. And then on Coinbase, we're just at halfway. I'd see if we come down a little bit more on this one before we go bullish. If you're trying to come in bullish on this one, I'd see if you could wait until 280.15 would be your next spot. Maybe we even got there pre-market. Let's see. 280.15. I'm thinking, do you want a short? You still got 280.15. You got no, you only got about $4 to the downside. You got all the moving averages. I don't know if I want to take this one short because it is on a bullish kind of breakout. I'd see if that retest comes in. If you're quick with the short, you have a tighter setup. I think you might be able to pull it off. But you do have Bitcoin pretty much 50% of yesterday's candle as well. MU, yeah, MU had a nice little rip yesterday up to almost 110, I think, after hours. At least on TOS. Where's this one? Yeah, I think TOS showed me that we got to. Yeah, I don't have that same print on I don't have the same print on TradingView, but on TOS I'm looking at 109.16. So I'm not sure why there's a difference in the charting. Looks like on TradingView we only got up to 105.40. So somebody just verify if your TOS looks the same as that, or if your TradingView shows anything different. But mine there looks like a difference between TOS and TradingView on this one. Otherwise, on a daily picture of things, nice little gap up, good continuation, really good breakout candle yesterday. We are in the zone of filling the gap. I've got my real target on this one up to 108.53. That's where my real volume zone comes in. I've for today at least, you have one more spot of 105.37. This is a retest gap too, so knowing that there is a little resistance above us, I'd be cautious on it, but you do have some room to the higher side. I would see if we get some kind of a pullback into maybe 102.92 if you're going to try to go bullish. If it comes down a little bit lower, the next spot to look for some kind of a retest 102.06. And then after that, which would be a very interesting spot, would be 101.20 on some kind of a pullback. Otherwise, you only really have you obviously have that breakout. We are starting to close that gap. I do have some room up a little bit higher. Question is, how do we get there? But into this 108 zone, and then you do have one little resistance, 105.37. So if you get a high wave candle, maybe we could take a break on this one. But you are in that gap fill. I think a lot of people probably looking for some targets there. We did reject the 200 perfectly yesterday, so good resistance on that one, and then a nice little breakthrough. See if we could use almost at 200 now as some kind of support. Yeah, Lucian got the same. Trading view got 104.41 after hours. Yeah, the highest on mine. I have this candle from, let's see what time it is. 4:39 yesterday. The high of this one, they're telling me 105.36. Interesting. Yeah, not sure why. Maybe a fake candle on MU. I don't know. Team. High wave candle, red high wave candle from yesterday. Again, this candle right here is more of a retest gap, so there was already bullish momentum on this thing. There was probably some people buying. Let's see where the buying came in on this one yesterday. Yep, right out of the gate, came back, double bottom, made new highs. I think this one probably retest before it goes, but let's see if we're breaking any key levels. We kind of are. We're right at it at least. I've got 260.57. For today's target, I have a really nice VPOC sitting somewhere around 262.32. If we can get above it, we have all of this. I don't know if that matters as much. I think all those levels are they're able to break through, but we'll probably be hesitant on each of them. And then the next level, the next real level up would actually take us to 270.51. So decent breakout, but I see if you can get this is I would almost treat this, even though it's a red candle, as some kind of a retest. See if it would pull down first. See if we can get into like this 256.02 zone, but let's get this one higher. This will be a fun one to watch. Let's get it underneath Apple because TradingView shows post market until 8 p.m. TOS. Oh, TOS has the 24-hour trading. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think MU is a 24-hour trader. Yeah, that would make sense. I'm still not sure if I should believe those candles or not from 24-hour trading. I haven't figured it out yet. Working on it. We got Microsoft. Microsoft is inside day. We got the 50 EMA right above us. We got the 20 following that one. Interesting level that we're above. So see if the first spot I would look to hold is 429.62. It's probably not the strongest support. Much better support is 427.89. Other than that, next resistance will take us up into that 20 EMA, into another VPOC, 431.44. If we break that, I think we're off to the races, at least to 434.04. And then I got targets to 434.52. Inside day, though. So, again, see if we can get that little bit of a pullback. And again, I think at minimum, I want to wait for a tad lower. I wouldn't throw a blind order out at 429.62. I'd be much more willing to throw a blind order at 427.99, so essentially 428. If we get down there, we get some consolidation, but again, a little bit of a retest. I love the fact that we took out one, two, three red candles in a row, and we got a nice close above all that. So I think this one does look for some continuation. I think it's a probably chop fest before it does, but I would stay bullish on Microsoft. I don't see a reason not to. We got Microsoft a little bit higher on that list as well. Let's see. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Did I miss any SSTK? I did miss some SSTK. Shutterstock. Is this like Shutterfly? Is it the same thing or is it different? Shutterstock. Nice gap on this one. Let's see what the news is. Sector updates. Tech stocks edge higher pre-bell Tuesday. Is it Nvidia related? Getty Image Holdings. Shutterstock is where you can buy the photos. I see. I see. Getty Images Holdings and Shutterstock said they have signed a merger deal. So, all right, merger news. And they valued about 3.7 billion. Getty shares were up over 45%. Shutterstock rose to 24%. Um, this one might be a little tricky. Depends on the price of that valuation. They're saying 3 point, I think they said what, 3.6 billion. I don't know what that puts us for Shutterstock at this valuation. You do have a little bit of volume resistance coming in 38.18. This news might be already priced into the stock, so I'd be careful on it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be shortable, but I think I probably want to take a stab in the short direction unless we have a huge short float on this one. Finviz SSTK. You got a yeah, almost a 14% short float. Let's see, valuation. They got a 1.5 billion, but the entire merger would put us at 3.6. I'd be a little concerned about some of that volume coming in, and also that the news is already out. This might have been the news. This might have been the move on this news. You are above that 200. Maybe that's your target if you're going to try to short this one. You're shorting something on good news too, so it makes it a little tougher. But that 200 looks like my first target, somewhere around 36, 34. And then maybe have some bulls trying to catch a pullback at 35.52 or better yet, 34.86. I think there's some room to the downside on this one. You do have, again, that the volume coming in, and then I think watch for like 37.72. Maybe have your stop somewhere above 38.02 if you want to try to take this short. I don't know if I would take it long here. I think probably the news is priced in. Where you can buy photos. Yeah, I never bought photos from them. What kind of photos? Just like of myself, because then I'm kind of creeped out why they have photos of me. They're the one they're the ones hiding in the bushes. Like, yeah, okay, that was a good shot. Let me 1099, cool. Sign me up. Tesla got a downgrade today, so Tesla coming in with a downgrade. We were looking for this 395 high 395s, essentially 396 yesterday. We did not get it. Is today the day? We tried it up here on a day trade yesterday, just didn't work. That was my first spot to look for some kind of a bounce. I thought I was ring the bell already. That's crazy. But let's see if we get a little bit more movement to the downside on this one. It's still on my list today for roughly 396 for Tessie. Other than that, that is the morning bell. So everybody on YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons if you've not done so already. And if you've already done it, do it again. I don't care. It's 2025. We can be generous. It's okay. Otherwise, you guys are awesome. And I'll catch you guys all tomorrow.